need to stop waiting for Adam. Yeah. I mean, like I've said, we don't really talk a lot about what happened. We just, and so I think like yesterday was probably pretty tough. I don't know.
I think, you know, I thought, okay, percussion, 3 guys, you know, and I think I kind of know what it's going to be in some ways. And then I walked in, and you know, there's equipment everywhere. I can't believe that there's any organization to this. It just looks like, you know, wires are running everywhere, and I'm afraid to even take a step. But yeah, it was fun.
Well, I think it's a real privilege to get to do what we do. It's I think it's easy to feel like music owes you something, and it doesn't.
It's honestly like one of my favorite parts about having worked with them for so long is really knowing them as people and watching the dynamic, especially putting on a show. It kind of has a routine every time. You know, there's a lot of their relationship with like brothers and the way that they sort of interact with each other.
Oh, so there's something that is like drawing this being of sorts towards them.
Yeah.
Like they're connecting on that level. Like a being, like a creature.
Oh, I think you said like being has like
No, yeah.
You seem to take it harder than, you know.
Adam. Yeah. That's all I understood.
Yeah. I think all of their events they put on are more than music. That's one of the things that I've told my staff who aren't familiar with this sort of thing. I'm like, this isn't like your standard, even new music. It's performance art as well. And I think, and video, and all the things that we were just talking about earlier, as a 21st century artist, you need to embrace visual,
Right. So they started, it was, you know, they started wanting to do different things. And they started doing more commissions. And then, maybe 5, maybe more, I started hearing that say, composers are really art people.
Just trying to get different sounds and how rhythmic writing is. Like I can hear drum beats and that kind of thing.
Everything's okay with something.
Yeah. 21.
He's been teaching Zeke to play the drums.
oh, well, they're pros. You know, I just set up mics and they do their thing. And usually, I kind of know what they do. I know that it's not going to be just about putting microphones in front of instruments. It's more about capturing many small sounds. They do a lot of very small sounds. Lots of them.
moment where we all just like realized it was there simultaneously. Like it was drawing us to it and then just announced its presence or something. And just remember just kind of being transfixed, just staring. It's very strange. Yeah, Colin's been easy to talk to about it. Matt too, but Colin seems to have a better grasp on what happened.
There like these small ones too, that were kind of the same thing.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
So I think I always saw theirs as something that was very left of center, which I appreciated. It was always something that would be sounds or things that I would not hear on a regular basis. Yeah, so for me it was very atypical.
35.
I'm trying to understand from like people about life online, not only as a group but also like as people, and it seems to me like there's something that's a little bit elusive sometimes, and like even talking to them, they're like a bit secretive about maybe something that might have happened a few years ago. I'm sort of like monolithic thing. I don't know. They haven't like mentioned it like through performance.
No, they haven't mentioned it, but hearing you say that, I feel like I have noticed a change. Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to, it's an overused word, but they have a lot of chemistry between them. They're very, the three of them are very different personalities. I've gotten to know them more over the years. And that works really well.
Like we really haven't talked about it to each other. So like this morning was like the first time we kind of been forced to confront what it was. I think we all just kind of been done.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a Venn diagram of where they all intersect.
We actually kind of started as a collective. Like there were a large group of people that were involved in the first couple concerts, just because we were playing music with more people. And then we sort of had a meeting at my apartment where we
Talks about being a quartet.
Being serious.
It's a very serious meeting.
And then our fourth member, Tim, after about 6 months was going to go to grad school, so we just took the fall of '09 sort of rejig as a trio and played our first concerts as a trio in like early 2010.
They just said, you don't really have percussionists anymore.
Like last night, I heard a sound. I was staying at his house and I went outside and it seemed like it was like clapping. It was like outside in the courtyard, in his backyard, and like kind of like doing this ritual like clapping. Or like I don't know if he was like rehearsing or it was very transfixed and like hypnotized kind of way. I just wondered like if you've seen anything like that.
I have not seen them do anything like that.
When I think of them on stage now, like Lilith, like the last performance I went to, and I think of them back then, And you're exactly right, there was like all these bifurcations, and then they went in a new direction, and they went in a new direction again.
Yeah, the memories of everything that happened are a little hazy for me too.
You know, I feel like that now that you say that, I have sort of noticed, yeah, like how ritualistic way that they are.
We were at Peabody playing a master class for Christopher Rouse, and his stick flew out of his hand and went off the stage. But the stage was only like 8 inches off the ground, and no one handed him his stick, even though we were pretty close to the audience, and so Tim had to we were in the middle of like a 30-second walk all the way to the front to get his stick, and then walk all the way back, and then try and jump back in. And anyone in the front row could have just grabbed his stick and just handed it up to him, but no one did.
But knowing him for so long, he seems like, does he seem, like his own self? Like, as a person, I mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just find myself wanting to be alone.
Mhm.
I submitted I can get out, not be together as a group.
Yeah.
You go and become yourself.
They mentioned in one of the interviews like this word creature. I don't know if it's
No.
creature or yeah.
Is it a creature that's like native to Texas, like the chupacabra?
No idea. That's what I'm
I mean, I'm not surprised to hear that percussion or sort of like rhythmic thing would bring something like that out, honestly,
Like almost like he's hoarding them? Like,
Yeah.
that's worrisome.
Yeah.
How did like Matt and Colin feel about his bean collection?
Well, they're always like very secretive. Very monolithic creature or something like that. Like almost. That's what I'm saying. Like
I've never
there's
heard
some
them
music
talk
or
like
that.
that. No. In fact, I've never heard them talk about stuff like that.
I guess I'm not sure. Some kind of out-of-body experience, like traveling between different places or maybe between different states of being. I didn't quite understand.
Then if we were like, if we did it, if we brought it there, I guess.
That's what I thought. I thought we brought it there.
Do you feel like it's influenced the way you perform now?
Subconsciously, it's hard to forget. Well, officially, I am the social media guy, but that doesn't have anything to do with music.
Probably musically, each one brings a different set of skills. I know Adam is very tech oriented, he's really a brilliant guy with that sort of thing. So like all of them have, and I have different conversations about different things with each of them.
I worry most in the group about precision, subdivision, just playing a note together, making the same sound and tone quality.
63.
And I can get pretty intense with that.
163. He is probably one of the best I've ever played with at keeping time and knowing.
You just name a tempo and he knows it, he'll be able to play it.
I think sort of my job is getting everyone in the room together.
That's kind of my job. And then Adam kind of takes over the more music making side of things, Colin's more of the voice of reason.
Yeah, Adam definitely does time.
I feel like Matt likes to scratch and I guess I'm doing that too a little bit.
Matt and his love of cooking and fun to watch Adam's Family Grill and Owen's sort of band of music outside of Monday Online. And it's fun to watch the dynamics of the three of them interact.
Maybe that's something I could be bringing to that's something I can bring into the line of online.
I think also, like, maybe we didn't realize this at the time, but I think one thing that we have in common is 93. We want to be asked to do things we haven't done before, so we were having fun. Like, at first, those were kind of these new challenges of like pieces that we already existed, but we were commissioning, and then it sort of became like new skill sets altogether.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I also noticed that they have like their own, almost like allegiances with particular instruments of percussion. It feels like I always see Matt playing like metal and Colin like skin instruments, and Adam playing like wooden instruments, and so I was wondering if there's something like that.
Wasn't always that way though. Like we weren't always playing skins. I feel like they're always playing skins now.
Yeah. I used to be a more rounded percussionist.
148!
Like we go to like hand out parts, he's just like,
Oh, it was good.
yeah, just
Without even asking. Like he's like, I'm taking that part.
We have a pretty loyal core following in Austin. It's smallish, but they're dedicated. They come, I think, never really know what they're going to get out of a live online concert, I think that's what brings them there. Some told me that's what brings them there. Which I think I take that as meaning to like kind of trust us that we do some pretty far out stuff every once in a while that they may hate, and they still keep coming because they trust that we're gonna, balance it out somehow or make it work their while somehow.
I'm not sure what he's doing there. I wonder if that's a meditation.
not sure. I just remember it. We were doing something else, and then like working on something really intently, and then it was just there.
Yeah,
Just appeared, and
sounds like we're more friends.
No spiders, yeah. Like roaches, like I'll tear the house apart. If I see one, I'm tearing it apart. Roaches.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything,
honestly,
everything's a bad, everything's a no. Roaches. I found that exactly this number, which is 163 BELLS, helps make this tin everything it can be. If I took out one, or if I added one, we wouldn't be capturing everything that's in the tin also.
I don't know, sometimes I watch them and like perform music, and they almost like, it feels like they have some supernatural force and like pushing them, like they're so great at what they do, but just wonder if there's something that's fueling their energy, like,
They also have a great sense of humor. this is important too, because a lot of the things they do are asking them to do awkward performance things. And they've really embraced that, so much so that I've seen that a lot of the things that they perform move away from just chops. You know, which I'm bored with personally as a musician and composer. There's so many people who can play a million notes in complex music. It's almost uninteresting anymore. But it's about a concept. And, you know, what's the point of the piece?
Thank you, everyone. We need maybe 2 or 3 minutes to set the scene for the last one. And just before we do that, I wanted to say thank you to Zach for helping today, and to Celeste for also to all the artists who shared the music today and yesterday, and Fernando, and Matt, and you for coming. And yeah, please allow us maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, everybody, it's modular time.
Thank you to Hassan for.
last time I was here, they told me there are 58 speakers in here for total ambisonics. Speakers behind, cameras all over. Speakers in the rafters. I'm not sure if the stereo feed actually picked it up. I'll have to listen to it later, but it's pretty insane to have all these speakers everywhere. And a full experience. It's a beautiful room too. Lots of wood. No carpets. So I went into his office during the CCRMA tour about 6 months ago. I don't know if I uploaded the footage. I don't think I did it live, but I'll have to check. He's one of the faculty. He's a very nice guy. Knows modular stuff inside and out. Also custom programs his own controllers. You can see there's like a Monom style controller there that he's got running through the computer with all kinds of macros. And he uses a lot of modules I've never seen before. Got all those matrix mixers there. And a mixer with custom settings to control his show. Really cool.
I actually wasn't sure how good my sort of on stage
Yeah, of course. I was curious what the computer's for, but yeah, that makes. So you can see like what's active on each trigger. Okay.
Well, I see the movement.
Right. Yeah. That's so cool. Can I take a picture? Oh, of course.
Wow. I think it went well. Yeah. So, what was the
There's like 21 sequences in the song. The same thing is doing things. Some program one of the parts.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing. Changing stuff.
Yeah.
And the knobs are also associated with selecting probabilities for pitches, for octaves, durations,
It's gone.
Can you control which speaker, like whether the sound comes out of the subwoofers or everything is.
Good show.
Good shirt. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
And the circles are moving. They're not going like a dome around you. And then the system of sonics and the decoder chooses the speaker line. So it's not. It could be played with less speakers. It could be played.
Are you controlling the ambisonics here, or he's doing that part?
No, the decoding itself is happening in the
Over there.
system
Okay.
for the array.
Right. But you're sending.
The encoding is being done in Braille.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay.
And the synth has 3 stereo pairs that go into the computer, and then that software is doing
I see.
real-time spatialization.
Does that mixer have anything to do with it, or is that just mixing the signals?
The mixer can control.
Okay. Okay.
I was not using it because it has another layer which can do 16 loopers.
Oh, nice.
Granular loopers, but I was
Nice.
not using that
Sure.
for this performance.
Okay.
It was only just the module.
See, it was a yearly plan.
Nice.
Which is plenty.
Yeah. Very cool. The aggressive tones, were they mostly FM, or is there wave folding? What was
A lot of everything.
A lot of everything, yeah.
Which
It's just,
aggressive tones?
yeah, yeah.
Because there were many.
The metallics and stuff.
Well, metallics are coming from
Rings, okay.
micro rings.
Sure, yeah, I have rings. That's good.
Some of them were coming from Atom, which is elements.
Okay.
Up
Yeah, Elements is great.
Probably the sounds that you think aggressive are coming
Sounded
from the
Buchla-like?
DPO.
DPO, okay. It sounded very Buchla style. Yeah.
No, DPO fed back
Okay.
and twisted.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So that's probably what else is there. And then everything is going through chains of clouds and filters.
Okay.
So there's stereo depot being fed from Typhoon up there.
Okay.
On the top, and then
Were you using the planar 2?
the what?
The planar 2 joystick, were you using that? Okay.
Yeah, that's going into the Nebula 2, which you
Okay.
can't see from here.
So you're not doing ambisonics with that, you're just doing timbre controls. You're just doing timbre changes with it, not
Camera
ambisonics.
changes, and most of the workflow is stereo
Okay.
panning and stereo things. Those things are going into the computer, and then they're put
Okay.
in space.
Okay, cool.
Feed the whole
Right.
environment around here.
Is that a custom environment you guys use for ambisonics? Yes.
Oh, this I wrote myself.
You wrote it yourself?
Super Collider program.
Super Collider, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Evolved over years.
Yeah, yeah.
So that front end you see, that is the GUI Ritman Super Collider.
Oh, it is? Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That looks
So
very
that's all
professional.
Super Collider.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
That's also super.
You wrote that whole.
Yeah. Well,
Excellent.
I mean, when the quarantine session started, when the pandemic started, we started doing this weekly 1-hour jam sessions over the network. And that's when this software started evolving as the environment in which those network sessions happen. So put them in space. And there's a convolution reverb also running in this system that kind of gives you
Nice.
a clue.
Sound really
It's
good,
the
yeah.
Ambisonics first
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
So that gives you just a tiny little bit of amplitude to the space. So there's a lot of it. And I'm not using the whole, capabilities of that.
Does any of that ambisonic come through on the stream at all that he streamed, or is it all?
It's all streamed in binaural.
It is binaural, okay,
And,
excellent, okay.
For this piece, what's being streamed is a real-time mastered binaural decode that I'm doing on
Oh,
that computer.
excellent. Okay,
So
cool.
that binaural decode is being sent to the streamer,
Yeah.
and that's what the audience gets.
Excellent,
For
okay.
this piece, instead of getting the feed from the ears.
From here, I see, okay. Very cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I have to go back. I can't wait to go back and listen to it on the stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too, because it's
Yeah.
always different.
Definitely.
I have kind of a map of what I'm going to do, but
Oh, yeah, look at that.
more like a expression of desire rather than the
That's cool.
something that's fake.
How long did it take to put that together, the piece?
The piece itself.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been working for months on it. For months.
Okay.
I don't know how long. I mean, it keeps evolving.
Okay.
This one has been a lot of programming
Okay.
in the Droid system. I don't know if you know that.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's a CV processor.
Oh, really? Nice.
8 inputs, 8 outputs.
It's one of the modules here?
Well, it's the one that works together with all this control.
Ah, right, okay,
So
right,
there's
right,
a
right.
Droid up here. There's
Okay.
3 modules here.
Okay, I wonder what those blinking lights were. Okay, yeah,
all
yeah.
the controllers are just
Okay.
part of the Droid.
Right.
And the software is driving
Okay.
them, the one I wrote.
Okay.
And the Droid is also that, little button.
It's like a mono
matrix.
controller, right? Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also talking to the Droid, and then the Droid is, spread all over the place,
Okay.
controlling things. CV, gates,
Right.
Modulation, ramps.
And the Matrix Mixer's doing a lot.
The what, sorry?
Matrix Mixer's doing a lot there?
Yeah, it's kind of gluing everything together.
Yeah.
I could, with that, switch around the audio path, but I'm not doing that on this piece.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
have plenty to.
Oh, yeah. This is, yeah,
It's
excellent.
very hard to keep track in my mind of what's
Yeah.
happening.
Do you have DPO is not stereo, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's two.
Is it two?
It's not stereo, but it's two.
It's two. Okay. But do you have any of the stereo modules from Make Noise?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I have this is two. Then there's the plates and clone plates. Here's another one.
Okay.
That is it. So those two make the four main kind of voices that are
Right.
sequenced.
Okay.
And then there's micro rings as a sound source, right? And then there's elements here.
Yeah, I have that same elements one. It's nice. Yeah, it's really good.
And this is driving a lot of things, which is the Nebula 2. Which is
Oh, Nebula. Yeah. That's cool.
So this one is tied to the joysticks and to some of the sequences that are running in Detroit. So everything
Oh,
is
that's so cool.
synchronized or
Yeah.
not. Because the sequences
Is that part of Droid 2, the sliders?
No.
Okay.
That's not. It can control because it can be MIDI, but right now it's setting levels.
Okay.
Controlling levels, controlling some of the modulation inputs, controlling the wet dry mix on the three granular processors. There's a Beats.
Okay.
Icaria stereo filter also.
Oh, interesting. I haven't
That's the
seen
one
that
that's
one.
doing those high pass, low pass sweeps.
Yeah. Nice.
That's the Icaria. So.
Excellent.
So there it is.
Thanks, yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Do you know, are there any classes here that
What's your
No.
If you're in this? No.
I was thinking of maybe doing one.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, like, how do you even get started with something like without spending
Modwiggler.com.
10K?
Modwiggler.com. You'll get lost in there.
Yeah, well, you can always try things out in VCD, which is a
Yeah.
software synth, software modular, and many of the, for example, all the mutable instruments modules that are open source have free versions on the VCD rack universe. It's obviously it's not the same because for me the thing is the knobs, the physicality of the thing. But with VCD rack you can see if you like it.
Yeah.
Because maybe it doesn't work for you. Modular.
There are also iPad software that does this too. It's cheap or sometimes really, really cheap. So then you're mobile. And you have the multi-touch, which is great. So you can move stuff everywhere. So. There's a iPad version of VCV Rack. It's older, but it's still very powerful.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called MyRack, MIRACK.
It's a way to try it out. To learn slowly before you start, spending.
Yeah, that's the issue.
It's a black hole.
Yeah.
If you have a Surface Pro, then you can use.
Much cheaper too. So you can just kind of like get it.
If you have a Surface Pro, you can use VCV Rack and do multi-touch there.
Okay.
But otherwise, use an iPad with MyRack.
Yeah.
If you want to learn soldering, there's many do-it-yourself projects also.
Oh yeah. There's tons of those.
Tons. It's not the modules themselves that make the music, it's how you connect them, how you use them. So you don't need, sophisticated things help, but...
Can you connect like a keyboard to this and still have a large, okay.
Yeah, you could, but for me, that's not the way to use it. Well, it was what was sold in the 70s, 80s by Move.
Right,
So
yes,
Move
that's exactly what I'm
designed
thinking of.
systems-
Yes.
Yeah, Move design systems for performers, conventional performers that would perform on a keyboard. On the other hand, here in California, Book Lab was making systems that did not, on purpose, use keyboards or conventional controllers.
Or when he did, he added contact plates that acted like a keyboard.
Okay.
But they're cool because the more skin contact, the more modulation you get. It's really cool. Yeah.
And all sorts of controllers. And then I'm not using, I'm using sequencers here with some trepidation because they lead you into
Yeah.
Unless you do aleatoric randomizing stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, Customizing?
Yeah, yeah.
This is all ectocastic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So what I'm controlling is many things, but the chance of pitch happening. And then I'm controlling the chance of a certain duration happening, and I have a preset number of durations that change those rhythms that you heard. So it's all, there's nothing really fixed. They can get fixed if you stop the random part. But then you know, it's not something that you program step by step. So anyway.
There's some fun modules too, like Make Noise makes something called Tempi, and it has multiple different buttons that you can tap in your own BPM on the fly, and just totally screw everything up, and then go back to normal again. So you can humanize as much as you want, which is kind of like how it was in the old days. Is the kind of like you had Laserium with the laserist who would manually control the lasers. Old synthesizers, you have full control over it if you didn't want to sequence anything. You just go nuts and just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not at all familiar with modular. I'm mostly familiar with like semi-modular stuff. That was like the move.
It's a serious rabbit hole. So it's fun, but watch out, because I have a similar layout, like a two rack system that I take to shows up in San Francisco, and it's like $10,000.
Yeah.
And I've got cheap stuff.
No.
So
I've heard it's a money pit.
I have like 2 or 3 other racks with more modules in it, so probably more like $20K total or something like that. And that's not even, there's so many more. If you go on Modular Grid, which is a site where you can build your own module with, you pick the case size you want,
oh, that's actually
the case
really
style,
cool.
and then you drag and drop modules. It'll even show them how much power it's going to use, roughly how much it's going to cost.
I was gonna say, are these power efficient at all, or are you drawing?
Well, it's weird.
hundreds
It's
of
like
watts,
it's like 15 volts, plus or minus 12 volts on some, plus or minus 5 volts on some other ones for USB and all that. So you have to buy one that has a power supply that can handle all that. And it's all about milliamps, you know, and watts, or however you want to calculate it. But you measure everything in horizontal pitch. The width is HP. So that's probably that's like a 104 HP with 2 rows. So 3U of 104 HP. If you know, like server rack is 1U is like that.
Okay.
In server rack terminology. So that's a 3U.
Yeah.
And that's 2 sets of 3U times however many HP. So he's got 2 cases bolted together. So 104 HP times 4 is what he's got.
Notice that these were 2 of the same cases.
Yeah, and then he has 1U modules at the top. Like I have it set up like that too. So it's 7U case. And I have these exact cases. They're made by IntelliGel. He has a custom 3D printed thing to put them together. I use mine separately. I don't put them in a combo like that. And but these are really excellent, and nice built-in handle. You patch it all. You take it apart, put the covers on it. Go to your gig, take the covers off. It's already patched.
So cool. Yeah.
So the system is excellent. But you know, each rack naked, about $700 before you put any modules in it.
Wait, just the rack?
With the power supply built in.
Oh, okay.
But still, there's nothing in there. It has, if you look in the back, it has jacks for patching with other modules as you add them, like MIDI and audio.
Oh yeah.
But you have to connect those. They're naked. They're just there for expansion. But you know, that's why if you're going to get into this stuff, buy a small one first to mess with, like a little lunchbox style one, and it'll limit you how much you can put in there until you decide you want to do it. And buy used modules. There's a huge Reverb, eBay. There's a huge used market. More than half my stuff used. I can't afford new everything. It's too much. And there's a really good community out there.
I was gonna say,
you rarely get shafted. Yeah, you rarely get shafted. But like I said, Mod Wiggler. There's you know, the Gearspace has a certain amount of modular people on there, but I mean, you literally do a boatload on YouTube. I mean, I have my own little YouTube channel. I do a lot of synthy stuff on it. Some of it's modular, some of it's not. But there's so many people out there you can hook up with. And check out.
What's your channel? If you don't mind me asking?
No problem. It's one word: synth addict. So instead of drug addict, I'm a synth addict.
Okay. Probably
So
better.
money goes to that. It's the same difference. I'm broke anyway. So that's why people say, give your kids synthesizers. They'll never get into drugs. They won't have money. So, so I have a bunch of modular stuff. And like I said, I come to San Francisco, do live shows. We have weekly jams. We put stuff on YouTube for these little stream throughs. And occasionally I use modular. Lately I've been kind of laying back because you can see how much work it is. Just to get a patch could easily be 20 minutes if you want to try new stuff. If you're brand new, it could take hours because you're literally tracing the entire path. You think, oh, I know how to use synthesizers. And then you use this thing and you realize, I don't know shit about synthesizers. Because you have to understand how envelopes really do their job and what is a gate versus a CV. And so when you push a note down, note on, note off, right? In MIDI, it's easy.
Yeah.
In CV gate, it's harder because that note on now has to open a gate to, like basically a trigger to come to make a sound open. So like oscillators are always going. If you just plug that to a speaker, whatever. So you don't want to sit here and play keyboard, but still have it going the whole time. So you have to gate it with envelopes or with LFOs or with other kinds of stuff. So you have to learn a whole different way of workflow, whereas a pre-built synth with keys and all the nice buttons in the screen do all that crazy shit for you.
Yeah.
You have to rethink how you do stuff when you get a system like this, which is cool because you actually learn it much better. And you happy accidents, experimental.
Right.
You almost can't do anything wrong. There's some modules, especially older ones, that don't have protection in them. So if it's a 12-volt module and you somehow feed something else from another system, like 15 volts in or more, you could damage the unit. So you got to make sure you have, just don't go crazy with this stuff because people have these like stackable cables. You can like stack like into one jack, and you're adding extra volts.
Right. Yeah.
On top of that, and it could be too much. You could actually fry modules if you're not careful, especially some of the older ones. But the good companies put protection in there. You can basically patch at will. Try stuff that doesn't even make sense. Ooh, that was kind of cool, And so you just never know. And I've been doing this for years, and I'm still a beginner.
I would never. It's like
yeah.
The thresholds to being.
It's wild. I mean, I have friends that's all they do is modular now. They gave up almost everything else, which is cool. But I like too many different things, so I dabble in it all. But I reserve the modular for certain live jams and live shows, and when I go out to play, that would justify the having the system, because right now it's been sitting around. I haven't used it for months because I haven't played live, and I just haven't had time. Because you can't just go in like if you have one synth and a looper, you can just build jams on the fly. Boom, 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 boom. No computer, just have fun and build up layers. Here to build up layers. Unless you, like he probably keeps this pre-patched most of the time. A lot of people do. I rip mine out every time and start from scratch. So now I have to retrace all the signals where I want them to go. Which reverb, which delay, which thing's controlling the tempo, which thing's controlling, the probabilistic stuff that he was talking about. And it just, so I stopped buying modules for a while because I still haven't used all the ones I have. I still haven't mastered the ones I have. Although the more I want to get, I don't have time to use the ones I have right now, really. So that's why I started with the software, see if you like it. If you have an iPad, even iPhone, there's like Moog Model 15 by Moog on the iPhone. It's amazing, right? And it has patch points and knobs and switches and all that kind of stuff. So you can get into that stuff pretty easily and not get too confused and just waste days on it. And maybe not get anywhere, but have fun. Yeah, and that's okay too. You don't have to have musical output. You can just have fun.
Yeah.
I know plenty of people don't record anything. They just noodle, and it's like a relaxing thing for them. But the trick on this thing is you better record everything if you ever want to use any of it, because you'll never get that shit back again. You set up a custom patch. Ooh, it's all happy accidents. You can be as determinative as you want. Patch sheets, like if you watch Wendy Carlos doing Switched on Bach, they had patch sheets for all the modular stuff, right?
Yeah.
They never got the same sounds back. I mean, you get close, but there's just, every single knob is slightly off. There's resistance issues and heat issues. stability issues, all that kind of stuff. So you never know what you're going to get. So just, you could even get modules that record, either as multi-track or as just a single recorder. And you can just record the entire contents of your thing into a recorder while you're playing and don't even think about it. Later on, chop it up, and you can make tracks out of that. So the experimental part is really fun. A lot of people are just like, oh, I don't want to even touch it because it's a rabbit hole. It gets expensive. It's time consuming. Guys are worried about getting divorced because they'll take all their time. They're like, where are you going? I'm going to play my modular. You know, and it's like when I used to play video games. The whole day's gone sometimes. And you may not even have something you like, but you should have had some fun.
Right, yeah.
It was the whole goal, so, yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a million resources online. YouTube's a great resource. But those channels, like I said, Mod Wiggler, excellent stuff. So
I've been looking into it just because I'm a horn player, like play saxophone, but I've been wanting to get electronic, and I've been seeing, you know.
Well, Mark Isham was a horn player. Look at all the synthy stuff he did. Yeah.
But I've been trying to think of ways of like, Miles Davis's band did it in the 70s and the 80s, where they would mic up their horn players up by their mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah.
And direct it into like guitar pedals.
Oh,
and
weird.
amps
I didn't know
and
that.
stuff like that.
That's interesting.
So I've been trying to find a way to like bridge that gap of like, you know,
Wear a boom mic.
Hmm?
Wear a headset boom mic and put it by your mouth.
It could do that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Or use contact mics. You know, those clip-on contact mics.
Yeah.
I use them for everything. Hit tables. You can put them on your shoes and you can stomp out stuff. You can do all kinds of weird stuff with it.
Yeah, I've seen some people do it with clip-on mics. It's just you don't get the full sound because
You
there's
don't.
holes, you know, throughout the entire horn. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to find ways to do it. I mean, the guys in the 70s didn't even know what they were doing. They just
I didn't know they
liked
did
it.
that. Now I have to go back and listen. I didn't know Miles Davis did that because I figured he was pretty old school.
No, if you listen to his 70s stuff, it
Really?
gets way out. Like
Okay.
Bitches Brew,
Really?
Tribute
I'm
to
there.
Jack
Okay.
Johnson, all
Okay.
that stuff, most of those horns are actually mic'd up and going through pedals and stuff like that.
That is cool. And there's a bunch of, if you're into horns, there's some really good MIDI controllers. For that stuff, for breath control, and some even have back pressure and all that kind of stuff.
Right, we were just talking about another guy, like the Iwis. You're big.
Iwi's good. I have one called the Silphio. Unfortunately, the company just went under. It's a French company, but you can still buy them. It's called Silphio. It looks like a funky looking fat clarinet. It's short. And there's a famous wind player, Pedro Eustache. If you've heard any of the Hans Zimmer scores, especially for Gladiator, anything with Middle Eastern vibes, anything with amazing breathy, fluty stuff like dudukes and flutes and all that, it's all Pedro Eustache. And I saw him at an event down in L.A., near L.A., and he was amazing. I talked to him for a little while, and he plays the Silphio, and he learned how to master that because it has all this extra expression. You can do tilt, roll.
Right.
There's this embarrassing one where you do like this to get vibrato. There's a thumb slider on it, so you basically have all these extra things that most controllers don't have. Iwi doesn't have all that.
Right.
It doesn't have a byte sensor, but I have a Yamaha WX5 that has the byte sensor. And you can just control the shit out of stuff with that. And then you're comfortable with it. You don't need a keyboard. You already know how to play.
Exactly.
I even have a Casio sax, that silly MIDI sax.
Yeah.
That looks dumb, but it's a great wind controller.
Yeah.
I just don't know the fingering. I'm terrible.
No, that's the biggest issue with me. It's like all that electronic stuff, I don't know how to play it. So I'm sitting there by a keyboard, like barely.
No. Get one of those controllers.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
You too. Thanks. Yeah. Check out. Leave a comment. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you. I'm starting to disconnect everything.
I was going to ask, I know to transport it, but do you ever unpatch everything and start over?
No, it evolves.
Okay, so you leave it pre-patched a little bit.
Yeah. It went through a complete repatch because I changed the case.
Yeah.
So I had to take everything apart.
And I saw you 3D printed a custom bracket too. I have these same cases. I love these cases. Yeah. That's clever.
That's the thing.
I keep mine separate on these little stands from ADAC.
Okay.
But I have the same 7U cases. They're really nice.
Yeah, that's not how I started, but it evolved into that.
Did you print that or someone got it for you?
No, I printed it.
You were nice.
Designed it and printed it.
Would you sell that design? Or do you have it on one of those 3D sites?
No, I
No?
don't. I haven't put it anywhere yet.
Oh, that'd be great.
I may do that.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to try that. My printer's on the fritz right now,
Uh-huh.
so I haven't been able to print things for a while. But I love 3D printing. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so cool.
This boxes, splitters are also 3D printed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
So
Very clever.
So to connect everything, it's just 4 Ethernet cables.
Yeah, I love those. I use the Deptford ones to connect the cases together.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Ethernet. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, it only works with if you want good results, it depends on the quality of the cables.
Yeah.
And that's very critical.
Nothing special in the back. Okay. Yeah, I love those IntelliGel cases. I have 3 of them. And I decided to stop because I was buying too much and not using most of it. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. So now this is, I think.
Cool.
Standing.
Look at that. And you still have gaps so nothing gets squashed. Beautiful. Oh yeah, please put that on one of those 3D sites. That's amazing.
That's the handle. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
Because it needs a lower part that will close it.
Ah, right. Oh, a latch. Some kind of a latch.
Yeah, it needs
Yeah.
a latch and everything,
Yeah.
but it's quite durable as it
Yeah.
is.
No, that's excellent.
I need to get the
How many revs did it take to get to that point?
many prints.
Yeah.
Many. Because it has
That's ABS or is that PLA?
PETG.
Oh, PETG. Okay. I haven't used
So
PETG.
it has plates, see that they.
Wait, how high do you have to go for PETG? How many degrees C? Because my printer only handles.
215, 220.
Okay, no, I could do that.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little bit. It has more strength than PLA.
Yeah. And better than ABS where it shrinks and curls and all that stuff.
I've never tried, so.
Yeah, ABS, you have to have a heated bed,
Yeah.
and it's a nightmare. So.
The enclosure also.
Yeah. I have a friend that has a much higher temperature when he does vinyl prints, and those are super sturdy.
Yeah.
But they're very high temperature side. But well, thanks. Great show. Nice talking to you again. Is it? I forgot. Is it Mondo? Is it? Fernando. That's it. Yeah. Nando. That's it. Yeah, you go by Nando. Yeah, definitely. I remember come by a lot of times. These events are always cool. When is the next open house? Do you know?
May something.
Oh, excellent. Okay, soon.
Yeah, look at our website.
Okay.
It's coming soon. I forget the exact date, but.
Okay, cool. I almost missed this. I lately been doing some like Uber and Lyft driving at night, and I picked someone outside here last night, and I go, "Don't tell me there was a concert." He goes, "Yeah, you missed it." Oh no! So I made sure to check tonight so I could come and check it. So I'm glad I came by.
Okay, good.
So I have to keep a better eye on that calendar because you guys have really cool events. So
There is a mailing list you can subscribe.
that's I should do that for sure. That's
At CCRMA.
okay.
It's a mailman thing, you just subscribe.
Excellent. And one more time, is it 58 speakers in here?
56.
56. Okay.
So it's 50, a total of 56 plus 8 subs.
8 subs. That was it. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's amazing. What do you think the total cost is for just the hardware?
No.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't have a.
Yeah. It's amazing. And tonight was really good. Not always do they have the surround, but tonight you guys had a lot of surround. It was excellent.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks again. I'll see you soon. Thank you. All right. That was Fernando, aka Nando. He's a faculty here. Always makes cool stuff. This is a little room. They always have some fun stuff to play with here, including this little bell over here. I don't know if it's Tibetan or something, but cool bell. They have a tongue drum. You got a little zither there. Single bongo. And some. This is really cool. Cool sculpture. Unfortunately, it's not quiet in here, so I'm not getting good sounds. They come back when they're done. There's a prepared piano they had in here during one of the open houses. Crazy. Some are muted, some are all messed up. Some have that nice chorusing in it. There you go. Microtonal. Hey Manny, what's up? I know people were chatting earlier, but I was too busy watching the show. I missed the comments. I'll have to go back and review. That is so cool. People are talking too much. There's an Anklang. I love the Anklangs. So you can see it's suspended on this kind of a rod, just truss here. And then it's hanging, and you just shake it, and these things knock on them. We've got the tiny ones here. I have to come back here when no one's talking. It's totally fucking annoying. So cool. And this nice little stairwell they have here. So we're on the 3rd floor of the CCRMA building. It's actually kind of clear out tonight. Most of the cars are gone out there. All right, sounds like they left. Good. Now I can get my sounds real quick. Little bongo. Got a messed up zither. Crazy. These are excellent though. I love these tones. These are all messed up. This is probably the best one of these two. Some of these are kind of normal down here. Isn't that great? Yeah, deep repair piano. Oh, that's a really fucked up one there. This is great for like the Penderecki Ligeti stuff, like Utrenia. There's a missing key right there. Missing black key right there. There's a muted one. A few normal ones. Yeah, but it's all taken apart. They had some other stuff attached to this one day. Pretty crazy. It's Go back to the Einklang, see if we can get a little. It's hard to not shake the other ones on when you shake one of these. Yeah, this needs to be tighter. The whole thing wiggles too much. It's like you have to use one hand to hold it steady, another hand to shake it. Really cool though. They have all the faculty offices down here and all the different floors. That's the layout. It's like a W-shaped building. And we're going back to Manny's favorite area. Now that Manny's online, you can see some of his favorite toys down here. There's a staff area. And back down some more stairs. This is the beauty lobby. The one was turned on when I got here. Oh, here's the timeline. I don't know if I shot this before.
Sorry, what's it?
Started in 1950.
That's
1970. I have to screenshot this later. You can read it. 79. 80. Weird post-its all over the place. There's one of those controllers with a breath controller. Pitchman, I have a couple of these guys. They had breath control to other stuff. Yamaha voice cards, or RAM cards. That's the GS1. I have the programmer. I think the programmer's only turned on for the open house. I've only ever seen it turned on then. The wood on this is kind of jacked up. And of course, you got DX7, DX7 Mark II, and VL1. Next computer, some reverb stuff here. Cool stuff. Enjoy that VL1. They're hard to find, especially working, and very expensive, so it's good fun. So that's the lobby, and during normal opening hours, you can just come in here, not even being a student, just drive up on campus, come in and play with the VL1 anytime you want. It has some issues. I think last time I played with it, the modulation wheel was a little jacked up, or maybe the pitch, I forgot which one. And they, if you look closely, they had a few broken that had been glued together because people were putting a little too much pressure on it, I guess, and it broke. So instead of replacing them, they just glued them together. It's kind of funny. There's the bell tower, the campanile, with the famous bars put in for all the people who are distressed students who were jumping out committing suicide many years ago. So they protected kids from themselves. Who knows, maybe some faculty jumped out the window too. But this is the walkway up to the building. And here it is. This is the former Leland Stanford House, turned into Stanford CCRMA. They have the whole building to themselves. And it's definitely my favorite building on campus. We got crickets over here. So nice little quiet streets here. The cars are already gone. You can see little street lights everywhere. This is this little narrow driveway where you can park up here sometimes. I'm not sure how strict they are on parking. I've never had a ticket up here, but unfortunately one of these days I'll probably find out the hard way that they will give out tickets, because guest parking is actually several streets away, and since I was late getting here, I decided to chance it up here. So let's go my little hiking trail up here to the parking lot. And there's actually a fun thing in the back. They have some sheds back here where they do demos during open house day. If you go back and look on my streams, you can see that stuff. But someone made a cool wind chime out of air tanks. Very heavy wind chime. Let's go get a shot of that real quick. These crickets are really loud. They also have a little area in the back where they have, during the open house, they have food and drinks, and also grab bag stuff for stuff they're throwing away. They had a bicycle sculpture here. It looks like they took it down. Saw the parts for it right there. Maybe they weren't allowed to keep the bicycle sculpture. Oh, there's the moon. Quite cloudy. So here's a nice meeting area in the back of the building. They set up tables and chairs. People sit back here drinking beer and wine, having a good old time on the open house days. A lot of fun. Oh, here's the bicycle tree. There's a big sculpture right here. I'm not sure if it actually makes a noise or if it's just a sculpture. Oh yeah, it's all fixed together, doesn't move. They have a few of them here. Looks like there's one there. And here are the air tank. I love this thing. You really have to move it because it's very heavy. It's the air tank wind chime. Great idea because they're super resonant. Stop that one. Let's try this one. That's a loud one. Okay, let me do two more. Well, I don't talk over them. Try this one again. Yeah, there's a motorcycle in the background. And here comes a car. Wait till they leave. That's great. There's so many cool things around here to record, but there's always some fucking noise messing it up. All right, here we go again. There's a motorcycle going by. Okay, now it's quiet. No airplanes. Man, these things have a lot of inertia. One more time here. Wasn't supposed to be a double whammy. It's a light one. Let's do a harder one. I got tree frogs too. Sounds like Hyla regila, Pacific tree frog. One more time. That was kind of wimpy. Yeah, that's good enough. Kind of sounds like the bells at the end of the Dawn of the Dead movie where the zombies are walking through the mall. Very cool. So the back of the building, like I said, they have special events here. People hanging out, drinking. There's tables full of like journals and stereo equipment and stuff from the labs. They just basically giving it away. So I found some good stuff last time. Yeah, you can walk through all these floors on the tour. It's very nice. There's a little workshop back here. And there's a little shed over here where they do some art installations during open house, which is kind of cool. You even got some 55-gallon drums here, probably for some project they're working on. Oh, they put drum skins on it. Look at that. Oh, no, that's water. It looks like a drum skin. Anyway, cool place. I'm getting closer to the frogs and the crickets here. Listen carefully. It's mostly frogs, actually. It's crazy. Let's go down here a little closer. This is how you find your water features. Just follow the frogs. Damn it. Tons of them. It's deafening, so many frogs. I have to come back here with my parabolic microphone, get some really good recordings. Hear the train going by. That's the cargo train at night. Man. Somewhere down there's some little creek or something, or maybe a little pond. Frogs are going nuts. Beautiful. There's some people over there making lots of noise. That's nothing new. Alrighty, I think that's it. Not much else to see within walking distance here. So I'm going to end it here with a faraway view of the CCRMA building. Some spooky oak trees here at night. And thanks everyone for coming by. I did see a lot of comments coming through. Sorry, I was too busy concentrating on the performances and the videos and talking to people that I didn't see I wasn't able to read them. But I will definitely go back and review. One of my favorite things to do is come back and see all the comments. It gives me a chuckle. So thanks again, everybody. And there was only 2 nights of this. I missed the first night. Luckily, I found the second night, thanks to that guy I gave a ride to. So I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. Maybe something will happen, maybe not. I'm going to try and do another Soma Terra video. I did a fairly thorough intro job last time, but I was still forgetting stuff, and I want to play it some more. So a good excuse is to have a stream and just screw around with it. So I will probably do something tomorrow. Not sure when exactly, but maybe in the afternoon. We'll see. Try to schedule some time in the afternoon, so more people can see it live and not have to be at some weird hour. Because I know it's just about rolled over now, or some people in the UK probably could watch this now. I think it's late enough that early morning people in the UK are probably able to watch this. But if I started earlier in the night, obviously it's too late for most people. So I'll play it by ear. Just stay tuned. Monday's also a holiday. Maybe I'll do it Monday. We'll see. Either tomorrow or Monday, I'll do do a Terra stream, get into some of the weeds, trying to pick out some good presets instead of randomly just going through. So there's a little more structure to the patch choice. And that will do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.